Okay, guys, and welcome to another edition of Nails Are a Lifestyle. Today, we're here in California with Courtney Cantwell Nails, the owner of the Ladies Room Beauty Parlor. Say hi, Courtney.
Hi guys.
Now, listen, y'all, this is a legend and an icon. She's actually an icon honoree at the Nail Excellence Awards. So, we're here and we're ready to dig all in. I just let Courtney know how beautiful she is. I cannot wait to meet her in person. Gorgeous, honey. Gorgeous.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Guys, and welcome to another edition of Nails Are a Lifestyle. Today, we're here in California with Courtney Cantwell Nails, the owner of the Ladies Room Beauty Parlor. Say hi, Courtney.
Hi guys.
Now, listen, y'all, this is a legend and an icon. She's actually an icon honoree at the Nail Excellence Awards. So, we're here and we're ready to dig all in. I just let Courtney know how beautiful she is. I cannot wait to meet her in person. Gorgeous, honey. Gorgeous.
Thank
Okay.
you. So are you.
Oh, goodness. All right, Courtney. So let the audience know because a lot of people love your work. Even when you said you did not want to do any demos, you just wanted to relax, people were asking and saying, is Courtney going to do any demos? Is Courtney going to do anything?
I'm
So
so honored.
tell people, like, how did your journey even get started?
Oh, how far back? It's been a really long journey. I've been at this since I was in high school. So,
Okay.
um, and I've been through all of it through beauty college, through owning my own salon, through, I went through educator training. Now I educate and I influence, do online stuff. So it's been a really long journey. So where should I start?
So, question. I know you said beauty college. That's just beauty school. Like, did you get a cosmetology license, or what
I
is
just
that?
went manicuring. I went directly
Okay.
to manicuring. Yep. I was in and out over here in California. I think at the time it was 400 hours you had to complete. Now I believe it's 600.
Mm-hmm.
And I could be wrong, but that's just how I remember it. I graduated in 2002,
Okay.
the Lawrence School of Cosmetology here in town.
Okay. And so you graduated.
I graduated. I graduated in '02, and then I went and worked at a local salon for about 2 years, and then opened up my own location, the Ladies Room, in 2004 originally. And I was younger. I was 20 years old at the time. So I had a couple of partners. We were open for about 10 years.
Wow.
And then we closed that down. I went on my own, just solo at my house for a couple of years. And then I decided to go out and open up a salon again. And lo and behold, my location was available. So I reopened in the same location under the same name, but solo. And I've been there ever since. That was in 2017.
So because you have a full service salon, right? Do you?
Just hair and nails.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the first salon that you worked in with the partners, was it still hair and nails?
Yes. Initially, it was just nails. It was a full nail salon. We had, I believe, 6 nail stations in there and a tanning bed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
2002 to about 2014.
Do you still offer the tanning service now? Do you still offer that as well?
No, that was short-lived. Yeah, we didn't
Now,
have that.
I'm
We took
sorry. Now, when
it
you
out
had the
and then
partners,
started, yeah, right. What was that?
no, I was going to ask you a question about when you had the partners. Like, how was your experience with that?
Um, I learned a lot. Let's just say that. I learned a lot. I learned, I didn't really need partners, what I learned in the end. I was very limited to what I could do, what I wanted to do. Everything had to be passed through each owner, so I just grew out of it. That's the thing. When I first started, when it was initially just nails, it was me and one girl, and it was all nails all the time. And then we brought in a hairstylist, and then it was hair and nails, and it was 3 owners, and it was just too much, like, to get approval and to do what I wanted to do. They didn't have the same interest as
Mm.
I love to decorate. I love, tacky wallpaper and leopard print and gaudy everything. So I really wanted the salon to go in that direction, and they just weren't having it. So we closed down, and I went out on my own, and I did it myself.
So they wasn't silent partners. They were like really involved. Were they in the industry, or they were just like
Yeah, they were in the
investor partners?
industry. They didn't work as much as I did per se, but they were in it. But I don't think either one of them. I know one of them is not in the industry any longer. The other one I
Okay.
think was, but yeah.
So do you think you took on the partners because you were afraid to go out on your own? Was it financial? You just wanted backing?
I was 20 years.
Experience?
I was 20 years old, and I just wanted to open up my own shop, and it was just easier financially, honestly. We both got loans from our fathers, and pitched in half and half, and went out and started our own little place. And it's just a tiny little shop in the alleyway of the town that I live in. But it's a cute little location, and I love it, and been there for years, and probably won't ever leave. If anything, maybe I'll turn it into a school.
You said turn it into a school?
Maybe eventually down the line.
I can definitely see that for you. So at
Yeah.
this, are you still doing like a full book of clients?
No, I see about 1 to 2 clients a day, 5 days a week, sometimes 5
Okay.
days a week.
And how long have you been doing that schedule? Like, what made you scale back? Because you're educating?
Yeah, because I was educating, so it got a lot too. I wanted to focus more on sitting at home and making art and creating and learning and teaching myself and continuing my education. And that's very hard to do when you have a full book of clients. However, having a full book of clients, you still do learn a lot from them. So that's why I like to keep my clients. I like to keep clients on my book, and I get especially busy during the holidays because I like to see I've been doing this for over 20 years. So I like to see all my old clients during the holidays and meet up with everybody again. And they might be asking for more like old school art, and I'll try to pull them into something a little more new school and try to, it's just fun. I love being behind the table still. I still like being behind the table. I still am learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm finding that even for myself, the transition to keep up with trends when you have a full book of clients, trying to run the business, trying to scale, still the nail tech. I mean, it's great that you were able to, because a lot of people can't do that. Financially, they can't cut the book back so that they can invest more time into learning something, becoming an educator.
Yeah.
That's great.
Honestly, I benefited a lot from COVID. I took advantage of COVID. I took a lot of classes and educated myself during that time, and took advantage of not having clients on my books, and really brought my art skills up, 20 levels versus what I was doing before. So I took advantage of that time. And
Absolutely.
I was able to make that transition because of COVID, probably. And I have a very supportive husband who's, always supported if I have something in my mind where I know I can do it. Like, I knew I wanted to get into education. I knew I wanted to scale back on clients. I was going to have to raise my prices a little bit, I was going to have to shift some things around. And, we just made it happen. You want something
So
bad enough, you just do it.
yeah, I mean, absolutely. And actually, because I do an Ask Selena Wednesday segment, and that was one of the questions that somebody had called in and asked me about transitioning, because she was doing nails at home and she went into a suite, and not because she wanted to, it was just that more people came to her house. So she's dealing with and, and I understand you're really just leaving your comfort zone, because she really doesn't have a lot of bills or anything like that. But I was just letting her know it's always uncomfortable when you're trying to be somebody else and grow out of the old you
Yeah.
and into the new
Comfort.
you.
Growing is not comfortable at all.
Not at all.
So anytime you feel uncomfortable, it's a push, but you have to do it. It's like taking on a new car payment or something. You're taking that extra step, paying that extra bill. Can you do it? You get scared about it, but you do it, and then in the end, you're like, I could have afforded it the whole time. I was just, I was just nervous or scared to take the leap. But you just got to do it. You just got to, I went in right out of school full time. And the first month, I barely made my rent. It was $225 for full-time booth rent. And, I barely made my rent. My second month, I maybe made $50 profit. And I mean, I'm just growing. At the time I was living with my parents, so thank God I didn't have any bills. But I went into it and I pushed myself from day one to be full-time. And this was my career. And this is what I was going to do to make money. And transferring from my first salon over into my own salon, that was a huge leap for me. But it was the best leap I ever took, because my book went from, minimal clients to, I was booked 6 to 8 weeks out at a time.
Wow.
Like, I was so busy that it was ridiculous. But I had the drive, and I was young, and I'd work the hours. I'd take as many clients as I could a day, and we had a salon full of nail techs. So it was, everybody just kind of fed off of each other. You get all that energy in the same room, and when it's good, it's good, and everybody's laughing, and they're all, what are you going to do on your nails? And, ooh, you should add this and you should add that. And everybody just kind of vibes with each other. And I just think that's
So what do you think helped you make that shift? Because I too, like, I started in 2003, but like, we are pre-social media. So if you were able to get a book and to have that many clients, can you explain like how that shift happened? We're talking about pre-social media.
I did my own nails, and I always had them very long and very bold. I had a lot of friends at the time, and everybody was getting their nails done. I would do my girlfriend's nails for free and give them a stack of business cards and just tell them. I mean, it was marketing. It was all. I had friends that worked at Claire's, and they would put my business card in every person's purchase bag. Mm-hmm. We would leave cards on windshields back then, hand them out at local Thursday markets, whatever. So wow. It was different, but it was doable. And it was just selling yourself in, face to face versus through a screen, which I don't know. I find that so much easier to sell myself face to face versus I get so nervous in front of a screen. I guess the audience is larger, or you don't know who's watching.
That is very true. I think maybe that's what it is. I think because you can feel someone's genuine energy when they're up close to you anyway. So you can see how genuine a person is. That's what I pretty much think. You can sell yourself. Like, I have you in front of me.
I would go every register I would check out at, the girls would tell me, ooh, who did your nails? And the best thing you can ever say, the best feeling is I did them, and you can hand them a business card, and there's a client that just turned into, she's going to come and see you, and that's going to be 5 more people she's going to tell. And it's like wildfire, But
absolutely.
it's personality and selling yourself. I think that was why I built the clientele so quickly, and why people grow such a following on Instagram when they have that personality and they can show that online. Their pages grow like wildfire, and people fly out to see them and get their nails done now because they just want to meet that person because they're
Mm-hmm.
energy. So I think it's really
So,
neat.
but I know that you said that like you're still shy online. So do you feel like you grew a following probably just based off of posting your nail art, not
Yeah,
necessarily you being on
yeah,
there?
absolutely. It's
You,
it's rare that
you,
it's rare that I post a photo of myself. I do it every once in a while. Usually it's when I do a new headshot, people will tell me you need to post a picture of yourself because, people want to see who you are. So I try to keep those flowing, but mainly it's just my nail art. I want to be recognized for what I do.
your work is definitely flawless. And if you have that many followers just because of that, I can tell like it would probably double even if you would show yourself maybe 2 or 3 times a week. It would just double.
I need to.
Yeah,
I
it
need.
probably would.
It probably would.
I'm not sure which route you're trying to go, but we'll talk about that in the few. Are you able to talk about like any hardships that you were able to encounter? Because like these are some of the questions that I get for the people that are opening up new salons, not necessarily suites, but just new salon owners in general. Because sometimes you might come into something that makes you just say, I don't even want to do this anymore. I'm done. Because I remember I've had partners, been in
Yeah,
situations where I had 2 partners
that
as well, and I was just like,
that would be my
never
biggest.
again.
I think my biggest downfall, and where I almost fell out of love with the nails in the industry. The people you work with and you surround yourself with are everything. And I realized over the years the kind of people that you need to surround yourself with, and the people that I was hiring on or pulling in, wasn't always the best fit. And having partners, that was a really difficult challenge for me. I found that I work better on my own or with my husband. My husband helps me a lot, so I wouldn't say he's my partner. I guess my co-partner in the salon. He's
That's
my
your
hand.
rock, girl. That's your
Yeah,
rock. Because I
he's my
got
rock.
one.
He helps me with everything. But it was, for me, that was better. I haven't seen a lot of successful co-partners, so that's something I would steer away from. If I could give any advice to an upcoming nail tech, just go on your own, do your own thing, do your vision. And and I hate to say it too, but like stay away from even doing it with family, because you just don't want to ruin those relationships.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Even with your people who, if you do decide to own a salon, with the people you bring in, keep it a professional relationship. I found myself getting too close. I was younger, so we all hung out. We all went out to eat after work, or went out to happy hour or whatever after. And I don't really hang out with the people that I work with anymore. We all get along great, and it's awesome, but we're all from different walks, and we all have our own sets of friends and our own families, and we do our own things, and we just come to work, and it's a great environment, and we all go home and do our thing. So I think, the partnerships and the cliques, those are the hardest thing when it comes to being in the salon and just in the industry. The hate, the negativity,
Yeah.
try to stay as far away from it as possible and keep your peace.
So what do you see your salon going like in the next 5 years? Like what do you see? Like what's your next vision?
Right now I've just hired on 2 new nail techs, and they are thriving. And I have a 3rd nail tech. She's doing amazing. I'd like to get the shop back to how it was back in the day. It was the most known for the crazy nails, and I feel like my shop is getting back there in that direction. A lot of people are starting to come back around, and a lot of people are recognizing, oh, I've been here before, and old people are revisiting, and it's I'm hoping that it maintains that flow of clientele for years to come. A lot of have been made there. The more people that come back, the more they share, like, oh, I came here for my 8th grade graduation, or I came here for this or that, or my dad brought me here, and their dad's since passed, or it's just the stories that come in and out there. I feel like I would like for my shop to maintain its presence for several years to come. And when and if the day comes to create a school, if it's in that location, that would be neat. But even another location, I would like to do that.
So I think that you would definitely be sold out. You would definitely be full all the time. You need an academy, not a school, Courtney.
I would love that's what I wanted, an academy of the
You're definitely on the elite level. I see you at an academy, all right?
So I hope so.
What do you think the direction of the nail industry is going?
I feel like the nail industry is going in a very artistic and self-expression direction. I feel like nails are more like wearable art now. They're not just a service anymore, and that the industry is just getting bigger and more creative with it. A lot of stuff is coming out. People, the things that people are creating, food and leather, the textures, the glass nails, it's so much fun.
Absolutely.
So many more ways to express yourself, rather than back in the day when I started, it was acrylic paints and nail polish and maybe a couple dotting tools,
Yeah. So. Well, what is the change that you would like to see in the industry, though? If you could have a vision for the industry in itself, like what change would you like to see?
I would like to see more education. I would like to see more recognition, like the Nail Excellence Awards, like you're doing. More competitions and more nail shows would be awesome.
Okay.
And more community, because I feel like when we stand together and support each other as a community, the nail industry grows.
But describe community though, like what does that look like?
Just people supporting each other, get online and comment on people's nails, comment on posts, like your friends' posts, share them,
So you think that's not happening?
I think it's happening. I don't see it happening as much as it used to.
Okay.
During COVID, a lot of people were online a lot and very supportive, and it's somewhat flickered off. People are doing their own things now. But I see a lot of people online complaining about their posts not getting liked as much, or they don't feel supportive or supported. And I just feel like just a little more community. People could be a little nicer to each other sometimes.
Yeah. I think that I did a post about that as well. I feel like people are being supported more by strangers.
Yes,
than
absolutely.
the people that they know. I don't understand that, but
I do have a lot of good friends that are very supportive of what I do, which I really appreciate. But it is a lot of, friends get tired of seeing nail posts. So it is a lot of strangers that I get, people that I don't even know that are the most supportive sometimes. It's wild.
Yeah, I can see that. How did you feel about when you heard that you were nominated honored as an icon for the Nail and Excellence Awards?
I felt completely honored. I couldn't believe it, honestly. I thought it was spam. But, I put a lot of love into this craft. And so to be recognized after all of these years, I am so grateful. And it gives me the motivation to keep growing and sharing what I love with everyone.
Oh, Courtney, you're such a sweetheart, I swear. Please start working on your nail academy, okay?
I know it's festering in my mind. It's growing.
Okay.
I'm manifesting it.
So before we bring everything to an end, I like to ask the interviewees the question. I want you to tell the audience, give them some motivation, but you can't say You don't quit and keep going. Like, you can't say anything like that. So give them some word of advice or some whatever you want to tell them, just not those two things though. Like, what would you want to say?
I would say if someone's asking you for something that you think you're incapable of doing, try it before you say no, you can't. Because I can't tell you how many clients I turned down because I told them that I was incapable of doing this nail art that they wanted, but I hadn't even tried it myself. So you don't know if you can do something until you try. So try it. If you're scared,
And you're not just talking
try
about
it.
nail art, you're just talking about
Anything.
anything.
That's a
Yeah.
very general anything, whether it's opening up your own salon by yourself or teaching your first class. If you know that you have it in you and you can do it and you're scared to, just do it.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode with Miss Courtney Cantwell. We will see you guys next week. Please be on the lookout for the Nail Academy by Courtney. All right.
Hey,
Say bye, Courtney.
bye. Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome.